Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, Eliz and I, who is behind the camera, are actually going to be exploring BGC. Go to one of our favorite cafes here, and that's something typical about BGC actually, is these loud, kind of expensive cars. So let's go. So if you want a sort of European kind of breakfast, then Wildflower is definitely the place to go. As you can see, I went for a more brunch kind of approach, whereas Eliz went for a definite breakfast approach with her omelette. Breakfast is done. What we're gonna do now is just walk around BGC a bit, explore a few places, walk around High Street. Right now we're actually walking by a place called the Fourth Strip, which is where I used to go out when I was like 16, 17, while I was living here in the Philippines. Because as many of you guys know, and some of you guys don't know, I actually used to live here with my family. We basically came here for my dad's job, and we were living here for 2 years, and they actually stayed another year and a half. While we were living here, it was pretty cool. I was going to high school here at ISM. We're now walking towards High Street, which is like basically one of my favorite areas here in BGC. I think this is kind of one of the nice things about BGC compared to the rest of Manila. These kind of open spaces with like maybe a park or some greenery. That's why we actually like walking around BGC quite a bit, because it's, you know, a bit more fresh and kind of clean and yeah, quite modern, as I said. Right, Eliz? She's a bit tired even though she's had 2 coffees. We are now at one of my favorite places in all of Manila actually, and that is High Street, filled with cafes and restaurants. It's kind of peaceful. There are usually some markets here with like plants and candles, and it's sort of a nice kind of quiet place where you can just meet up with people, you know, have lunch or something like that. I'll show you around. Also a place that's a little bit more quiet compared to the rest of Manila. It's quite nice to get some peace and quiet in the middle of the city. It is also really close to my school, so it's like walking distance. And so after school sometimes we would actually hang out here. It's still nice to come back. Another nice thing about High Street is that they always have these kind of outdoor collections, and it's really nice because it's quite fun to walk around, and every week you come here it's kind of a little bit different. It is incredibly hot today, which is kind of unusual nowadays because it's kind of rain season, so we're not used to it anymore. So we're just walking around dripping in sweat. So we're now desperate for some AC, so we're gonna go into SM Aura, which is like a really lovely, which is a really beautiful mall here in the Philippines.
97 seconds and the shadow is not helping, and I'm dripping and I'm not looking nice anymore, even though I'm wearing a cute dress.
We survived and we made it inside. Yeah. We are now at the Venice Plaza Mall, which is a mall here in Manila, which is apparently supposed to imitate Venice, which is in Italy, as many of you guys probably know. And we're gonna check it out in a second. But before we do, I want to quickly go over something. That is my recent visit to the hospital here in Manila. Some of you guys may already know this, but I recently had an encounter with a mosquito, which bit me in my arm. And then when I was working out, I actually ended up infecting that mosquito bite, which then led to a blood infection, which led to me going to the hospital at like 2 a.m. in the morning and then leaving at like 3:30. I will blend in some photos of that wonderful night now. I read about it afterwards. It could have led to amputation or even death in really severe cases. Now that is why I was actually super excited to partner up with SafetyWing, which is a travel insurance company. They have an easy to use website where you can basically sign up for your travel insurance from anywhere in the world, and you can extend or even shorten your stay depending on how your travels go. Something that I thought was super important is their response time, which is below 2 minutes, which means when you actually reach out to them, they have a team all across the world working to kind of get back to you and help you out with whatever situation you're in, which is useful, especially if you're in a hospital or in a sort of health hazard situation. Another great thing is that it can all be done online, which is amazing. Now I'm also excited to work with SafetyWing because I actually think their future plans are cool. They basically want to become your home country on the internet through a sort of nomad travel pass, which would be absolutely insane and would change the way that people travel. If you guys have a travel coming up, then use my link in the description down below in order to get your travel nomad insurance with SafetyWing. Thank you guys so much, and back to the Venice Grand Canal. And in case you're wondering, Eliz had a quick wardrobe change because she bought a new outfit, which is this one. What? So no more pretty white dress for her. So in my 2 years living in the Philippines, I've never actually been here because it never seemed like the right place to go, because actually Venice in Italy is pretty beautiful and I didn't really want to ruin it. Hello. And so I didn't really ever go check it out, but this time we're going here just to see it, so it's checked off the list.
Waiting for you to shine, people passing me by. Does it feel like I belong? Trying to keep it alive, always on your side.
So this is actually pretty beautiful. I don't know if this is like kind of like a pool, but the water here looks kind of like clearer than it does in Venice. Looks kind of nice, and I guess it's really cool for photos. Actually not that bad. I expected it to be worse. Now looking at the water, I actually see that it's starting to rain. Lovely. What is pretty interesting though is, unlike in Venice, all the stores here are super commercialized. Like you have Peri Peri chicken and Bose coffee. In Venice you actually have like all these local kind of stores. There's nothing like this. Nothing like Huawei, for example. That's something that would be absolutely out of place in Venice, but it's pretty nice anyways. We will try to take a photo here now for the Instagram, which is this one. So Eliz and I have now been walking around for around 30 minutes. Whilst it is pretty beautiful and the vibes are kind of Venice-ish because of the music, because of the water and all of that, it isn't quite Venice just because the feeling isn't there. But it is still very photogenic and it is beautiful, so...
Will you take me to the real Venice one day?
Yes, one day we
You
will
guys
go
are
real.
witnesses. You promised me.
We will go to real Venice and then you will see that it's something special. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw in a YouTube video that this is apparently the Los Angeles of the Philippines, because this is currently the Venice of the Philippines, and that, I think, as far as I know, is the Los Angeles of the Philippines. Might be wrong though. I would definitely think that it's a good place for a date though.
It is. Yeah, true.
I think after around 30 minutes you probably see everything that there is to see here. So what we're gonna do now is head across the main bridge. Whoa. Are you ready for the experience of a lifetime? How is it?
I will remember this forever.
Forever? Oh nice, my mask is in the shot. Right guys, that it is.
That it is.
That it is. That's all from me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, coming along with me to BGC and to the Venice I still don't know the proper name of this place. The Venice of Manila. Make sure that you use my link in the description in order to sign up for SafetyWing. That way you help me out a little bit.
You help yourself, which is
and
most important.
And you obviously help yourself because you will have an amazing insurance, which is super flexible. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Lovely.